guys, we're going to talk about how to get your Canadian passport abroad if it is expire. So basically, I am abroad right now, and I was on vacation and I didn't realize my passport had expired, and I had to go to the Canadian Council overseas where I am right now, and I had to pay the fees to get my passport back. The process of doing that was, I always say, if you're traveling and if you have kids and if their passport is expired as well, make sure that you have all the necessary documents, else you're gonna have a very hard time to get your passport back. So for me, I had me and my little one, and with my passport, what had happened was it expired, and I didn't realize that it expired by the time I was supposed to leave. So I ended up having to stay a little bit longer until my new passport came in. But the process was, I had to go to the Canadian Council, make sure you have your old passport with you, any necessary documents like that you would need in Canada as like important documents. So I had to use that to fill out the information. And the other thing is your guarantor. If you have a child and you need a guarantor, it has to be either someone with a Canadian passport that's overbroad that you know, and hopefully you might have somebody along with you that their passport does not expire and they have a Canadian passport where they can sign to be your child's guarantor. Or if you don't have that, you have to find a doctor or a lawyer or a judge or someone, a notary public, someone that can sign your child's passport as a guarantor, and that they have known the child being abroad. And if you're somewhere in a foreign country where you don't really know anybody, it makes it a lot harder, because pretty much you won't know somebody that's where you are abroad for that's known your child for like 2 years, or at least known you. So that might be an issue. But if you have somebody that's on vacation with you and can sign it, well, that's great. And for the child's passport, you have to make sure that if you have sole custody or joint custody, you have those papers. For joint custody, you need the court papers saying that you have joint custody of the child. You also would need a letter, I guess, from the other parent allowing you to leave the country with the child. So you need to have that as well. And you need some other form of identification, because if your passport is expired, you need identification like a Canadian health card with your picture on it. Or if you have dual citizenship in the other country that you're in, you can use, if you have that passport, you can use that passport as well, because you're going to be the one that's signing for the child, and you need it for yourself as well, because they need other forms of ID from the passport that you have that expired in order to get your new one. So the process took about, after you send in the process, it took about maybe 20 business days. Yeah, I would say 2020. It can take anywhere from 10 to 20 business days. Mine took about 10 business days to get back, and I was able to get it back no problem. So, and the fee, you got to make sure you have a credit card. They don't accept cash at the Canadian Council abroad, unless you go to maybe like, I think maybe it all depends, because the one I went to, they didn't accept cash. I had to pay by credit card. So you got to make sure you have the funds on your card to pay for that. Or if not, you borrow the funds from someone, put it on your card, and pay the fee. The fee for my Canadian passport, I end up getting the 10-year one, and it cost me about $260 out here, as if I was in Canada, it would have cost me less. It would have cost me, I think, $190? I think 190, or just, yeah, I know it's underneath 200. But I guess because you're abroad, it costs more. And for the child, if you were overseas, it would have cost about, how much? I think it was, maybe, was it $50? $50 for kids under the age of 11 or under age of 16, but out here it ended up costing me $100. So it ended up totally costing me $360 to pay for mine and my son's passport to get renewed. So if you have any questions pertaining to this video and how to go about renewing your passport while overseas, I'm not an expert. I just can speak from experience because I just did it and I just got it back. So I got my 10-year sorry. So I end up having my 10-year Canadian passport, which is good. It's better to get the 10-year. I say get the 10-year. Don't bother with the 5. Pay the extra money and get the 10-year. It is much better because then at least for the next 10 years you can travel and don't have to worry about it. As in when your kids, it's only 5 years they get. So then you know that within 5 years you're going to have to renew your son's or daughter's passport. But if you can, I recommend you get the 10 years. Alright, if you like this video, please subscribe, press like, and leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. Bye.